Hi, this is Ole from the Game Builders, and I want to present to you our new game for 2024, Suna Valo, which is Esperanto and means the Sunny Valley. It's a two-player game, and the playing time is around about 75 minutes. And I will give you a full explanation of the game right now so you understand how it works and can make an educated decision if you would like to play it or not. Okay, let me dig right into it. So, Suna Valo is basically a game that is driven by cards. And on each and every turn, you would like to take one card from a display of 9 cards and add it to your personal display of your farm board. And let me first explain to you what happens if you take a card before I explain to you how you get the card. Okay, so if I take a card, I will put it in one of the columns at my player board. So if I take a green card, I will put it in this column, and now I activate the whole column. So every card that's in the column and also the column head that is printed on top of my board. So in this case, let's just assume this is the situation. I will produce one water lily, and I can produce any one of those, so another water lily or grain. So in this case, because I already have 2 water lilies, I will decide for 1 grain. And also I will get 1 step on one of the bot tracks that are on this side of my board, which means I can choose either one of those, and maybe I choose to go up 1 step on the right track. So this will be the movement. If I get a blue card, I will add it to the blue column and gain. Also, every card in the column will be activated. So we'll get a blue coin, blue cube, and another blue cube, and now the whole line was activated. Every time I activate a card, it has to be empty to produce a new good. So let me just check. If I use this card now to activate the whole column again, I will gain 1 blue flower, another step on the track, and this card will not produce because it's already occupied. And also the top of my my production line will also not produce because both storage spaces are taken. So in this case, this was a very bad move because I should have cleared this line before I produce. So in this case, I would take this flower, and then there's another space here, so I can put another flower here. If I add 1 card to this column, I produce the next kind of goods in this game. So this is wool, and I can choose to add another wool or 1 egg to this column. So the orange column is some kind of a mixture, so you can have different stuff in this. So it's all depends on what the card shows. There's anything on the cards, and in this case I will produce 2 energy stones and another one of those goods, which in this case means, oh, I don't have space for it, I cannot store it. Another bad decision. In this case, it would have meant, okay, I can choose maybe this one and put it here, over here. So there are no storage spaces in this line. So this is a mixture of different goods that you can get. The gray line is for transporting your goods to orders. And I don't know what this means in English. Well, it's a transportation drone, I guess. Yes. For each transportation drone, I can transport one of my goods to a public order or to a personal order. If I place an order here, so now I can also complete this. So each of the transportation drones transports one of my goods either to this task or, if I want to one of those tasks. And in this case, I am the player with the white tokens. So the lighter green side of the card is my delivery target. So I place the cube over here. and that's 2 deliveries. In this case, it would be much smarter if I also delivered a blue flower over here. And for the blue flower, I also get a reward of 1 energy token. And now I have completed this public task first, before the black player could do it. And then I get to place one of my barrel tokens, maybe this one, over here. I will get 3 points at the end of the game. These are discarded. The barrel shows now I already did this. I already completed the task. This is something I cannot do anymore. Black can also go here if they complete the task, but they will only get 1 point and place a barrel. And every of those figures that are placed on my personal board will unlock a certain ability that I can now use. In this case, this is an income effect. I will get any one of those resources right now. So maybe I'll choose a grain and place it here in a storage that can hold grain. And the income hand will means that at the end of a round, and we're playing 3 rounds in this game, at the end of the round, I will get another income of any one of those resources over here. So this is the way I complete these public orders. Also, I can complete these public orders with this, and I can place a barrel on this. So in case both of my transportation drones will fly these goods over here, so a wool and an egg, I completed this task, and I can choose to take maybe this crate and place it over here. So these can go to the supply again. So the crate now indicates that this task is already done and unlocks that I can go with my cog the shorter line here. So if I manage to get more of those icons, I will go up. If the crate is still here, I have to take the longer route, but in this case now I can go the shorter route. The benefit of this is every time I get to the space where this line is connected to the slot, I will get a bonus tile. It's a bot tile that I can place over here. And now every time I activate my orange column, I will get a bonus of either 1 wool or 1 egg, which I can store anywhere where these resources can hold. If I go to this location, I get another one of those. Now I get a bonus every time I activate an orange one and a green line. And in case I manage to go to the top of the track, I can choose one of these endgame scoring tiles, and maybe I will choose this one. Will get a reward for all my energy tokens that I have at the end of the game. For each 2 energy tokens, I will get 1 victory point. But it's only for the end game scoring. So this is something that you will achieve later in the game. But for the explanation, I already did this now. I'm very fast. Okay. Okay, so if I place one of these cards, they also activate all my drones in this line, but only for deliveries to this line. So if I place a personal contract and I don't have this card already, I can activate 1 drone to transport. Oh, I don't have them anymore. One of the goods to this card, so I can say, okay, I place the wool over here, and with my next transportation activation, I can now transport 1 egg over here. Yeah, so now you already think, okay, so the longer the line of cards, because I can activate all the cards in one line, the better. But that's not always the case, because if I now add another card in this column, means, okay, now I get 2 transportations, which means, oh, now I can fulfill this and get to place 1 crate over here. At the end of the game, I will get 3 victory points. And also, I managed to have 1 card in each column, which means I get a row bonus. This is a row bonus token that I have to place next to this row of cards. And I can decide to get 5 victory points at the end of the game, or to use the whole line again, except for the tasks that I'm placed here. So the token indicates only 5 colors. This color is left out. So I can now use the whole row of cards again. So in this case, I can, let's just assume I did not do this so far. I can place this over here and get a delivery. So now I get a energy stone. I will get another energy stone from this card. I will get a wool resource from this card. Since I managed to get rid of the blue token, now this card produces again. But this card is already taken, so I won't get a new resource, but I get another step on one of the bot tracks. Okay, this is how the card play in this game works. You activate different columns, you gain resources, you get transportation, you try to complete your tasks, you get a mixture of everything. And this is basically what you try to do in this game. You build up your engine and become a powerful and farmer in the world of this solar punk setting. Let me now explain to you how you get the cards, because this is very tricky. Let me just do another situation here so I can explain the game to you. So this is a draw pile. If it's my turn, I get to choose one of 9 cards. So in the middle of the board there are 3 cards and I have to pay for it. And the price will be the sum of what's printed on the card and what's printed on the board. So 2 of anything. This card will cost 3 of anything, and this is very expensive card. It even costs 5 any resources. And I can only use the resources that are in my player board and not placed on the cards here. These are already paid, and you will soon understand how this works. But let's just assume that I will get this card here, and I'll pay 2 of any resources for it. I'll place it here in this column, and I will produce resources. So this will go to the common supply. New card is revealed. And this is how it works if I buy a card straight from the middle. But you can also choose one of the cards that is right in front of you. And in this situation, you just discard what's on the card, take the card, and add it to your board. In this case, whoopee whoopee. And another, oh, let's just assume this is the situation. I get one step on the track, and that's my turn. So now there's a card missing here right in front of my board, and I have to replace it. And in this case, I can take this card, for example, and now I have to place 2 resources of any kind on the card. So the initial price was 4, but I'm reducing the price to 2 because only the value on the card counts now. And maybe I just put those 2 on the card. I can also overpay and choose to put more on the card, but this is the minimal price for the card that I have to pay for it to place it over here. And I have to refill all the slots. The third situation where I can get a card from is from the other player's board. So in this case, I have to pay exactly the resources that are placed on the card. In this case, I can only afford to take this card. So in this case, I give the other player the same amount of resources that are on the card. The player gets to keep both of them, has to store them. In this case, one resource cannot be stored, which will be discarded, and as a compensation, they will get an energy stone. Energy stones don't have to be stored. And I will get this card, place it on my board, perform the whole thing. Oh, Get to choose one of those. This is my turn. And now the other player has to replace the card. In this case, maybe they want to get a orange card for their line. This card has a price of 0, so they don't have to put anything on there. But in the case there's no resource on the card, if I take it, I would pay nothing. So just in case, they might put something on it, because in this situation now, because there's a grain cube on it, I don't have any grain anymore. So at least for the next few turns, until I produced more grain, this card is safe from getting snatched away from me. Okay, so there is three different ways to get a card. One from the middle, it's very expensive. One from my in front of my board, and one from the other player's board. And this is basically how you get cards in this game. Okay. What else? Let me think. I did not explain the game in English so far, so please excuse my bad English and my hesitation right now. Yes, so this is the draw pile on the board, and we will play one turn after the other until the round ends. And the round will end in the case that one of those cards or both cards will get revealed. So I just assume this card was taken, and now this card will be revealed and will flip this ship order, which will be replaced. And now I realize I did not explain the ship order so far. I will do this in a minute. And this card means this public order will be revealed, and the card gets discarded. Since the draw pile is now empty, which means I was a starting player. If this happens in my turn, the other player will get another turn, and then the round ends. Because now all 4 cards of this era 1, are open. And this means the round ends. But let me get back to the ship orders right now. So instead of taking a card, I can decide to deliver to a boat, to a ship order. And this means one of the cards that is on this very spot gets discarded. So every time a player takes a turn, one card gets either taken and placed into the display or discarded. So the game moves on. And in this case, I can now decide to deliver to one of the open delivery tasks. I don't need any drones to complete the tasks from the boats. So in this case, I don't have anything. Let's just assume I have everything at the ready. I have to give away exactly the resources that are asked from this order and place a boat on it. And now I get a reward of 5 energy stones. And in this case, just one card gets out of the game, and I replace this with a new card. So this is an alternative to taking a card to place one of the ships. And this is basically what you're trying to do in this game. You try to get rid of all the figures, or as much as possible, until the end of the game, because this means many victory points. So you get victory points for completing this by placing your barrels. You get victory points and benefits from placing the ships, and you get victory points for completing your personal tasks. And the crates go on the task. So you have 6 different crates, 6 crates here on your board, 6 ships and 6 barrels. So this is basically what you're trying to do. You will not complete all the tasks of one kind, I guess. If you're good, you might. This is up to you to find out. And every figure that I place on a card to indicate that I completed an order unlocks anything that will be very helpful in the game. So for instance, I guess you already understood that completing tasks that unblocks the tracks here will help you to move on faster. And on the left side, there is no way around this figure, so I have to place it on a order in order to move on here. Let's just assume I have another task which was completed, so I can now get even higher on the track, because on the right side I will get these valuable in-game bonuses that give me bonuses every time I do something special. At the end of the game, I will get the left side times the right side. In this case, I had 3 times 2, which gives me 6 victory points. And if I complete this, the best thing that I can achieve is 5 times 3, so 15 points, which is very valuable actually. So this might be one of your strategies. These figurines mean that every time I place one on a contract, I will get the resources one time, and then at the end of each round there's an income phase, I will get them again. So in this case, energy stones, this means one of those resources, and this means one of those resources. If you discard or place them on order cards, you will get an infinite, that's the word I was trying to find, an infinite storage for wool and eggs. This means an infinite storage for blue flowers, and this means an infinite storage for grain and water lilies. This, to get rid of this boat, means that every time I buy a card straight from the middle, I can pay 1 resource less. To place this barrel on a task means every time I complete a ship order, I can spend any one less of these goods. So for instance, if I want to do this, I have to pay 2 blue flowers and 2 eggs. I can choose to leave out any one of those 4 that at my own will. And explaining this means I have to explain to you another thing that is very important in this game. So if I don't have the right card here, I can always, let me just put something up here so I can explain it better. So if I now, maybe I take this card and I can flip it, and although it's the card that normally goes in this column, I can place it with the back side face up in this column and activate the whole column, but the effect on this card is forfeit. So in this case, I will get 1 step here and 2 deliveries to one of the tasks or one of those tasks, because I might need this desperately, so I can always use a card as wild if I put it face down. And using this benefit, if I discarded this crate, means that every time I do this with the backside, I get a step on the bot track. These 3 figures mean, let me just explain to you what this means in general. So every time I want to use something that I don't have, I can just exchange it for energy stones. So if I need, maybe I take this card, I need to put something on it and I don't have anything, I will maybe put this here, so this works. But let's just assume I want to deliver a blue flower to this task, and then I say, okay, I can just pay 3 energy stones, take one of the blue flowers from the supply and place it over here. Oh no, this is not my line, this is my line. So this is a delivery that when I activated one of the drones, I want to deliver it here. I don't have it. I just exchange energy stones for blue flowers. For 3 energy stones, I get 1 blue flower. For 2 energy stones, I get either a grain or a water lily, and I pay 4 energy stones for wool or eggs. And if I discard these, the price goes down by 1. So every figure that is placed on my board has a special function, and every time I supply an order or I get to place one of those figures, I have to decide which one, because which of the benefits I like the best. Okay, what else? So in case the round ends, because these 2 cards are revealed and these 2 get flipped, means the round ends, and then we will perform income, which in this case I have not unlocked anything. Let's just assume I unlock this, so I will get either 1 grain, 1 water lily, or 1 blue flower. Maybe I want to take 1 blue flower and put it over here. So this is my income. Then all the cards that are left will be discarded, and we will start a new round using the cards for the next era, which means also that we will flip at the beginning of the era these new tasks, so more will be in play. And we will start another round with these cards, which means the cards are getting a little bit stronger, a little bit more expensive, so you have to produce a lot of goods, so you'll be able to pay for them. And this is a good situation to explain what happens if you cannot pay for a card. So for instance, I will have to put another card over here, and I don't have any goods. So in this case, I have to pick this card. I have to put any one good on it, but I don't have anything, which means I have to put one of these shortage tokens on the card, which means if I take this card myself, I have to take the token, flip it to the other side, which means I will lose 1 point at the end of the game. But I can still activate my line and produce more wool and eggs. If the other player takes this card and pays me anything for it, so any cube or maybe a energy stone, I take the energy stone and I take the minus point, but the other player will get the card and activates their stable line. Okay. There's one special card in this game, and every time one of those cards will be revealed, this gets replaced with the top card from the event stack. Events are a special card in this game. They work exactly the same like all the other cards. So if I take it here, I have to place 1 cube on it. I cannot use this anymore. This is a fixed minus point. And if this card will be executed, I just discard what's on the card, and the event of the card will start, and there is 2 effects on the card. There's one effect that can be used by the player that activates the card. In this case, I will get 2 of those cubes, and I can choose freely if I want 1 of each, or maybe 2 eggs or 2 wool. And this effect will be executed by both players. So 2 energy stones for each blue card. In this case, I will get 2 more energy tokens, and the other player has no card in their column, which means they will not get any energy stones. This card does not go in my farm. It will be discarded and out of the game. So there's a stack of event cards, and each round 2 of the event cards will get into the game, but I don't know which ones. Yes, that's it. So, oh, I forgot to explain to you the character cards. Each player at the beginning of the game will get 2 of these character cards. They give you certain benefits. Let me just explain this. I can pick one of both cards for my play. So if I pick this card, every time the gray line gets activated, I will have an additional transportation. If I use this this card, every time I activate one of those bonus tiles, I get another bonus. So every time I activate one of the contracts, I will get either a wool or I have to place it somewhere. Let's just assume I have enough storage here. And in this case, I can say, okay, I want any one good. So maybe as a bonus, since I activated one of the bot tiles, I will get a blue flower as a bonus. So this will determine how I play the game. And there's 8 character cards in the game, which means there's a lot of replayability in this game. Also, there is 6 cards per era for the ships. So only 2 of them will be in the play, so and the next game might be totally different from the previous one, and also there is more of the public orders, so this will also be different every time you play the game. And there's also a lot of bot tiles in the game. Only 5 of these 8 will be in play, and for the final scoring tiles, only 6 of the 8 tiles will be in play. So also a lot of replayability, because every time something else will be highlighted in the game. So in this game there might be, if I manage to go up here, I can claim this tile and will get 1 point for each crate that I scored in the game. So at the end of the game, you will use this scoring pad to calculate your scoring. You will get victory points for all the boats that you placed. Since this is just a demonstration, there are not many boats, but if you focus on placing boats, you will get a lot of victory points by this. The boats in Era 3 are special ones. Let me just show you something to explain this. Because if I placed a boat over here, I will get, of course, 5 points because I placed the boat. And then there's extra points for each crate that I placed here. So this might be a very interesting combination if you strategize your play on crates. This card means if maybe player black placed their ship over here, they will get 1 additional victory points per orange card in their farm. Then you get points for all the barrels that you placed on the cards. You will get points for all the crates that you placed. This is always a mixture between 3 and 5 points, depending on how difficult the task is. Then there's another category for scoring. In Era 3, there will be very interesting cards that let you activate a column like this one. But this card has no effect. It only gets me 2 points at the end of the game. And this will be scored over here. Some of the places where figures are placed gives you additional victory points if you manage to unlock this. If you had a row bonus that you scored for 5 points, you will place it in, you will note it in this row. Then left times right, so in this case 3 times 3, 6 points will be noted here. The endgame scoring tile will be noted here, and then there's scoring for my remains in the game. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5 to 1. So in this case I will not get a point, but I have to subtract my minus point that I scored. And then there's everything will be summed up, and whoever has the most points will win Suna Valo. Yes. So, thank you for listening. We will publish this game in October 2024. We will introduce the game to the public at Spiel in Essen. Feel free to come to our booth. We will explain the game to you. It's a pure two-player game. It's a mid-heavy game, maybe a little bit different than any other two-player games you know. But it's not very hard, because it's just take a card, place it here, and then the fun will resolve. Okay, Suna Valo, new in 2024 from the Game Builders. See you in Essen.